We're gonna do some big block shit. Do-da, do-da. Hey guys, in this episode we're gonna get ready and go to duct tape drags. Okay, so we're working on the race truck. This is near gearbox. The old gearbox is halfway unbolted in it. So I got to get the rest of the bolts out and wiggle that sucker out of there. Okay, it's hard to work in film, but here's the other gearbox, and I elected to pull the pitman arm because I have a puller, and I didn't have the nut anyway, and that pitman arm still in really good shape. So now that we got the box off of it, I'm going to match everything up here and ensure that this box is indeed the correct one, which it really looks like it is. So then I have a seal kit for that one. I'll probably reseal it and save it. Okay, since I'm doing gearbox, I elect to change this tie rod, or both inner and outer, because see, it's bent and I've left it like that because, you know, the hell with it. Well, I finally decided, since I got the pitman arm disconnected from the box, some extra room, I'm swapping that out. So I got the nuts off of it. I got the new one kind of centered up and ready to go on. Air hammer. Alright, so now we get that down in here. Okay. There's that one. And I can shove my arm through here. Good old no inner fender wells. We can get this one. Bingo. One badass tie rod assembly. Alright, after fighting with the tie rod end, I got the gearbox mounted up. Pitman arm started on it. I got to torque the nut up under here. Don't know if you can see it, but got to torque it down. Tie rod's in it. Connect the steering and the lines, and then it's gonna be mint. No more power steering leaks, and that all brakes. So yeah, hydro boost brakes. So I kind of need that not to leak. So I have brakes. All right. Well, we are switching the radiator in the race truck. Good old American Thunder. Here. So I am literally draining it here, and that is actually Duct's cool and a little bit of water, because the bitch sat outside all winter and I didn't want it to freeze. So yes, I put antifreeze in it. The NHRA guys, I'll just blame it on rust. Hell with it, we don't need to know, okay? So anyway, what I got left is I'll disconnect the training lines last, but I'm going to slide the bucket over here and get that out, the lower radiator hose, and then we can put old Chinesium in it. Shitty cheap fans are out and off the shroud. Fan shroud is laid out with a bigger circle, and then an ass load of work with the tin snips, and you have big circle. Mwahaha for big fan. Mucho CFM. Alright, making little bits of progress tonight. After the gearbox and the tie rod ends, we got the alignment plates on it. And I won't be able to show this because I'm on cell phone right now. But maybe I will. 77 7/8. Ah! The plate moved, I knew it. 77, so that's 76 and 7/8. Right? Here we go. Ah! Yep, there you go. So that equals 1/8 inch of towing on the tape measures. This one's labeled front because it's 1/16 shorter, so that's under 1/4 of toe in. And the steering wheel is actually straight now, so that's a win. Instead, because it was a 1/4 turn to the freaking left for obviously going in a circle earlier. So improvements. Oh yeah, I got because I put in an aluminum radiator and the mounts were too tall because I had this hole drilled, so I drilled up and sucked the mounts down. And then I put this one on the vise and I measured this way because I clamped it in the vise wrong, so I drilled over here instead of up here. So it's got a speed hole, extra weight savings. Next I got to actually put real plugs in here because I have the plastic plugs and shit, so I got to solder these together. This was just temporary to move it around. So up-a-dates. Oh yeah, cold beer. Cheers, y'all. Alright, next step. So I got to pull the seat out. I got to switch out my harness because the SFI date's up on it. So pulling the seat, it's kind of a pain because there's 2 bolts there, 2 bolts there. But I don't know if you can see, there's not much room under there. So that makes it a pain. So wish me luck. Okay, sitting in the race truck backwards. There's the steering column. There's out the hood. It's kind of tricky. Had to reach behind, buzz the bolts out. And then this one is why I'm sitting awkwardly this way, because I can't sit too far that way. And yeah, but seat's loose. So let me wiggle it out of here. We'll crawl out and then wiggle it out. Alright, just pull some seat belts out. I'm outside the truck, so I'll do the ones I can reach. Come on. Damn, there goes some washers. Yeah. I wonder why I made that one excessively long. There's a nut from there. Oh, I can't even get a box stand on that one down there. Here. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, this one down here is tricky. I even get it. I did. Alright, that's everything but that one. But I'll crawl in there in a minute and get that one. That one over there. Yep, I'll get that in a minute. Arts and crafts time with Codeman. Painting the inside of the cage of the race truck, make it look a little more presentable here. And I'm probably gonna have to do 2 coats because brush streaks and tractor paint and yeah. But the cup has done this much so far, so. I'll touch that up because my shoulder's been rubbing on it. This shit does take like 5 hours to dry too, so. I think I can get that top bar and I'll be halfway to here because then I'll be out of paint for this cup. because I got everything, kind of everything besides this bar because I'm leaning on it, but hooray. Now, are you even painting if you're not wearing it? Or is that just me and how I do things? I guess I should do the bed bars too, huh? That'll probably look pretty good. Yay, I'm almost out of this cup. That's good because I'm getting kind of tired of being on my knees in this truck. Redneck yoga. Woo. Yummy. White paint. Oh. How's it looking? Pretty decent. Alright, arts and crafts time with Code Man once again. Okay, so it definitely pops, right? Now I'm using tractor enamel, tractor paint. So it's got a 24-hour cure time. But this is what it looked like. I don't know if you guys can see that over there. Rusty red, I'll walk around. Rusty white cage with red overspray. Because see, they oversprayed the hell out of the truck when they painted the outside of it. So, oh yeah. Love you, little Sam. Let's check this out. Also, I'm going to do the dash like a very dark red. And then put a big sticker on it for my buddy Scotty. So that's important. But this is what the cage used to look like. Beep. I kind of got to this point. Everything I could kind of reach. So I did all the inside. And it needs a second coat. Well, it looks great on camera. But it needs a second coat. But it's still all pretty much wet. So tomorrow I can put a second coat on it. But yeah, that's a decent before and after. Like, beep. That's what it all looked like. So when you glance in the truck, dash is going to be bright red like the body. The floor is going to be black. And I'm going to leave the dash alone. That's why I have this taped off up top. Because of all my cool stickers. Because half of these stickers are like, oh fuck, I hate the term classic stickers, but like, I mean, they're, well, that one's not a classic sticker, that's just a zip tie sticker. But yeah, I have cool classic stickers on it, and you know, so you gotta have the zip ties and bias plus. Mint. Yeah, so it's coming along. Sucks, I just have to wait because it's the dry time, and to get in here and paint it, you have to touch everything, like to the point where I put my beard in a bun, as gay as that sounds. But you see my hat, you know, I got paint all over my shirt. This was my auxiliary paintbrush because it hangs down to here. So after a third time cleaning white paint out of it, I decided I don't want to be like Santa Claus, so I just put a freaking hair tie in it. But yeah. Oh, look, I missed the bar. See, I'm just standing here drinking a beer looking at it. Well, that's my F-bomb. A good buddy Calvin gave me that. Thanks, Hopster. So, and this, I should actually, when I finish up painting this, I'm going to take and I'm going to paint this jam white like I did the other side, see? Because the pillars are painted, right? And then we come up over here, and they didn't get enough overspray on this one, so it was white and it looked good. So I rebrushed it white from here up to about here And I'm going to brush it more, so the spots you look for. But yeah, here's more of the cool old stickers, like old MSD stickers and Valvoline stickers and stuff. So I'm painting it red, bright red, and I have a memorial sticker for a buddy of mine that I believe is going to go literally right here, and it's red and white. And you guys will see why I'm painting the dash red in the meantime, but it is red. I think the cowling's red. I think it'll make a cool transition anyway. But it used to be white. I'm going to go red because this sticker has a white outline on it. And it's a red and white sticker too. It's a race car number sticker. It's really cool. So I'm going to go with that. And yeah, just an update. It's hard to paint and not get the GoPro covered to paint. And yeah, hard to fit in here and do stuff because I am not a small person. So, alright, now y'all know. Alright, since the roll cage is taking forever to dry, last night springs showed up. So, I got lowering springs, there's the factory spring out of it, and I got shocks. So, this thing always sat kind of nose high. Because I just put factory C10 truck springs in it to like straighten the truck out when I first like rebuilt it. And so to make it easier for my fat ass to get in the thing and to probably make it handle better and go a little quicker, I'm going to drop the front end 3 inches down. I was going to do 2, but 2-inch springs are fucking ridiculous in price. 3-inch springs are cheaper and they came with shocks. See? So pretty much all you got to do here is A, remember this, not be an idiot. B, I don't have a sway bar. Well, I do, it's just not in the truck. It might get one. So I disconnect the shock and I get the floor jack under the ball joint. I get the castle nut off the ball joint, but I don't take it all the way off. I thread it up to where I have at least a 1/4 inch under it of gap, but still good thread engagement. And I take and I let off on the jack just about a little bit. So you have spring tension on top of ball joint, and then you smack that. And if you leave the nut on the ball joint stud, it won't fly apart and kill you. So now all I got to do is new front spring in and repeat on the other side. I'll have you guys watch on the other side. This side I just got to doing stuff, so here we are. Alright, so that part was slightly tricky because I had to hold out and align on the spindle as I come up with the jack with this arm and get the spring in the pocket where it goes. So it's got a little center up top and down through the coil. I don't know if you can see, but that bottom coil has a notch it sits in to get that spring just right. So now I'm going to put my spindle nut back on because I got jacked up tension on it, and then change the shock. And this side's done, hopefully. We'll see. Alright, I got the impact on the shock, got the shock out. Now let's put one of these new shocks in. See how it fits, I guess? I don't know. Let's see. Right. I'll just shove y'all on the spindle there. How's that look? Alright, so let me unwrap this sucker. Now they come with new shaft bolts for up top. But if you've ever owned a square body that has headers on it particularly and a big block shoved in, getting at the nut back here, that guy on the other side of the frame, isn't happening. And being how mine are still good. So, here goes nothing. I gotta spread the bottom a little. It has been squeezed, so to speak. So, yeah, give me just a second. All right, well, I got y'all propped up here. So I already got the lower ball joint cotter key out, and the nut broke loose. All I gotta do is back it off, But I'm going to take the shock off first and then get the floor jack under it. And you guys are just along for the ride, so enjoy. That was handy. Bolt's way too long. I'm going to have to find a bolt. I got some of them though. Beep. See if I can do this. Yeah, I can. Yay, old useless circle track shock. Off of there. Almost. We'll see if I can. It's probably still good. I mean, it seemed like it was. Alright, so ridiculous aftermarket shock's out of the way. This guy's still here. So, now the fun, death-defying part. Sketchy floor jack, engage. I'm going to go something like that. Move the steering so I can get in there. And bend this guy back. The heat shield down here caught on the other A-arm as I was trying to release everything. So, alright, so I got the nut. Alright, so I got the nut backed off 1/4 inch. And I got the floor jack set about 1/4 inch under, so I'm going to grab the air hammer and pop the boot apart. Come with today. Try not to annihilate the boot, but get up in here. Like that. Now, let me see if I can grab you all up out of here. So, the trick to it is, see, now it's broke loose on the bottom there. So, the floor jack didn't quite catch it, but the ball joint did. So, I'll see if I can hold y'all up somehow. Show you what's going on up top here. Beep. Okay. That might be a good angle, I don't know. Y'all are staying anyway. So, now that she's loose, jack up a little more on it. There we go. The nut will spin right off. Now keep in mind, this coil spring still has the power of unaliving. So, I'm gonna hide behind iron here and let it down slowly. And get my face in the way, of course. Okay, so now all the tension's off though. You wiggle the spring out. And we didn't die. So then, those get thrown in the safe pile. I get all the old dirt out of here that's knocked loose from previous years of fun. So I can blow all over the racetrack. People love me. So now, we take the little spring and we fit the little spring up in here. Fits a little better. So you get that in its deal, and we go hold this out while we jack this up. See, this was the fun I was talking about. try to line the ball joint back up. If it'll go, there we go. Now, there is a round deal. There we go. Okay, so I got the top of the spring in where I want it. I got the bottom ball joint started again. And then we put some tension on it and put the anti-take code man's head off nut back on. Fun. All right. Now, tighten this guy back up. Hold and tighten. And a little more. Should be able to get the bent old cotter pin back through. And then bend her back over. All nice and pretty like. Okay. So now, the spring is in. We got to see what we can do about this shock. I'm gonna have to go find a different bolt for it though, unfortunately, so hang tight. All right, so I got the bottom bolt in. It's a tad bit long, but got a lock washer on it anyway. Now we're gonna see if the hardware included in this fits the stud, and if it does, then we're golden. Wrong. All right, I guess I gotta go find a nut. I'm gonna break the selfie stick. All right, so I found the right nut in an old box of crap I had. Thank God I keep old crap. So she threads on there nice and nice. Okay, so now, damn, piece in the frame's actually spinning. There we go. All right, so now, drop shock's on, everything's on. Let's get rid of some of this dirt here. All right, we're gonna let her down now. See what we got. Excuse the shop, it's a mess. Race car thrashing. Okay, she's lowered in the front. Get slicks on the back and see what the stance is after that, but that dropped it significantly. That's exactly what I was going for. Look at this. Like I can sit on it now. Fender, but you know, you could. Okay, well that's pretty badass. It's looking like my alignment is got to be adjusted again. But that's a problem for future me. You know, that future me thing. All right. Well, being how that's 3 inches lower in the front, the truck is actually level now, which is kind of cool. I didn't put the slicks on. I just kind of got impatient and went and threw the regular tires back on it. But I mean, that's nice, man. Even though shop's a mess, the truck's crumpled up beer can, but yeah, she's pretty flat now, which is cool. I don't know what it's gonna help, but I'm hoping it helps something. So I don't know, let's try to get one down this side, even though the shop is complete disaster. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see what I'm seeing, but I believe that's gonna help us out or something. Okay, well, I gave up on painting the floor, but I got the dash painted. I got a little Scotty sticker over there. Actually, that looks pretty good. Beep. The cage is dry, but it's still like soft. So I really should have put hardener in the paint. So it's just going to be what it is. And I got the harnesses all in, so now I can bolt the seat in. So there's my crappy little race seat. Now, people may not like this, but I needed to space the bottom of it up. So there's some spacer blocks. Back spacer block. The bolts go through them. So that'll allow me to sit a little higher in the cab and see a little bit better out the front. Now the truck ain't nose high anymore either, because we got the lowering springs in it. So yeah, I'm just gonna bolt the seat in, and then after that, I don't know if you guys can see the wiring coming through here, but I need to zip tie all that back up and put some loom on it and make it nice and pretty like, or something like that. But I think I'm at the tail end of things. After I get the seat and everything in it. Oh, after we put the springs in it, I got to realign it because my steering geometry changed. So that wheel's way far out now. This one's ish. It's still kind of kicked out. So I got to tow it in a whole bunch. And then, so alignment, valve cover gaskets, and yeah, I think we're about ready to go there. She starts, she runs. I guess put slicks on it, and then I don't know, go racing. Okay, because that was kind of a cluster. Skipped bolting it in and filming it, but I got it bolted in. It's hard to get your hands behind there, get nuts on it, get your hands up under the seat to get the bottom ones on it, but she's solid, man. Got my Chinesium racing harness in it. Next year I'll just buy a race clip because these things are actually garbage. But it's new enough. I was worried about this because I bought it and then I skipped duct tape drags of last year. But so we're still good on our, you know, the SFI dates. So that's all that matters. Alright, well I reckon I'm going to try it out now. So, yeah. Looks like we have an oil leak. And I wonder why. Yeah, that could be probably it, because that is that bolt right there. So oil there, oil there. But it all looks pretty clean inside still. That's good, being how this motor doesn't have any miles on it. Alright, I got busy working, so I checked the valves, and then I put these valve covers on that were on one of my spare motors, because the valve covers that were on it were cut up along this edge. Here, I'll show you. To fit these goofy aluminum heads. See, I notched them here and I notched them here, and then I glued the crap out of a gasket, and I didn't want to deal with all silicone. So I broke out the old Ursons, some nice reusable gaskets. So those are put on now. Now I'm going to see if I can fire it up and check fluids and stuff. So, woohoo! Verify that my neutral safety switch still works. Alright, here goes nothing. Alright everybody, we got a pile of burnout tires. Those two that aren't on the wheels are still going to come with us. I got the battery charger on it. Not that it probably needs it, but anyway, I got the inside all done. I've been thrashing, so seat cover on, cage, never got to the floor, ran out of hell, fucks to give, you know, hell with it. Dash, Eddie the Eagle. Then we come up here and I put some aerodynamic blockers in. You really can't tell on screen, but there's a piece of steel there now. And it tied in the outside structure of the fender. So I gotta go feed some dogs real quick, but when I get back, we're gonna put slicks on it and then load it up on the trailer and then go to duct tape drags tomorrow morning. I'd say we made it. I don't know. Bringing extra crap just in case, but there she goes. We'll film it putting it on the trailer and stuff, but I think she's ready besides bolting slicks on it. Well, we got everything loaded up and I had to put my buddy Scotty in the truck. Unfortunately, we just recently lost him. So, got kind of emotional. I didn't film a whole bunch of it, but he's in that Zen can self-tapper to the floor. Love you, buddy.